Yes.
Anything you want to write?
Same. Had some blood tests and some different things. Just, you know, got to get him to 100%. He's going to find energy with whatever's happening here. So I didn't walk out to see if he's there to practice, but I would say no, but I haven't seen him.
So would you say how he played Friday was what caused the illness or whatever?
Yeah. I probably should have had him step away.
What exactly is his ailment?
I just said he doesn't have energy. We don't know.
How's Julie's eye?
Pardon me?
His eye, Julie's?
It swelled up yesterday. He did not practice. He didn't get it stitched. We should have made him get it stitched after the game. Tried to glue it. No one wants needles. So, but he's here today, and I don't know if I'll have to go through contact or just practice. You know, what we do.
He should play though.
I would hope so, unless something happens today.
John, how does the kind of performance Jared has had, how does that affect his status in your mind as an option? I mean, is it like all the way to starting option, or is it more faith in a reserve role or something else?
Just, I told you guys the day before the game, if I had to play him, I had confidence in him. He's played against good players every year, and he's gotten better and better. Does all the extra work, and he played well, so.
Willie said you had 3 rebounding girls to practice, and you've been able to help them.
Just different things, and I'm going to add some different things today. It's more or less us being conscious about, we follow the flight of the ball, which that's, I think, 6th grade. It might be 7th grade. You don't follow the flight of the ball. You see the flight, and you go find somebody and then go get the ball. But again, if we haven't worked on it, I can't be upset. And we hadn't. I just thought we're 7 foot, 6'11", 6'10", 6'9", we'll rebound. No. When your guards are taking off and they're wedging you under and you're looking at the ball and you're next to the cheerleader, you're probably not going to get the ball. So, but we worked on it. It's going to take time. We have habits. There's only one way to break habits, and that's do it over and over and over and over and over and over. But you can't do 55 things a day over and over and over. So if you then shift to rebounding, something else has to give. And that's where we are right now. So, you know, I hope our offense, we didn't do anything offensively for 2 days, really. That may hurt us now. And we'll go back and say, oh, we better get back on this offense, or it's the defense, or it's three-point shooting, post defense. I mean, there's a lot of things. And when you watch Duke, they're a veteran team. They know how they're playing. They do a great job of posting the ball. They do a great job of spacing the court. They use pick and rolls for threes. And if you leave corners, which you guys know, that's one of my no-nos. If you leave a corner, it is automatic buried three. And they put people down there to shoot. Their fours are stretch fours like Kyle Wilshire. They play really hard. They deny. They try to steal. They switch out of bounds plays. They play pick and roll defense funky. So, yet for 2 days we worked on us. I didn't worry about Duke. And then when you start zeroing in on Duke, I can't give my guys 30 things today to think about. I'm going to do what we do, and there's 2 or 3 things that we do. If they expose something, what did Maryland expose? Rebound. They exposed it, so we come back and work on it. Now we're going to finish the Duke game, and you're going to say, well, it exposed this and this. You're right. Now we're going to go back and work on it. So,
Cal, Willie said he's never even heard of Christian Laettner. Does that sort of go to your point you've made a few times that kids, it's the last 2 or 3 years, history doesn't register with them?
You could say George Mikan, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and was the big guy that came to the game. You know, I mean, that's just how it is. They know 3 years. 3 years ago, they were 14, 13.
What do you think this means, though, to the fans? You don't play a lot, haven't played a long time, but it's a rivalry, I think, to the fans in a way, maybe because of that shot.
Well, you're playing a top 10 team in a neutral court. It's going to be a hard game. I obviously don't read or listen or hear any of that, but I would imagine people have asked me to drop Louisville and add Duke. No? They haven't? It's if you're playing Kansas, UCLA, Duke, North Carolina, Louisville, Indiana, they're all hard games. And this game is going to be very hard, and our fans are going to be happy if we win and very sad if we lose. And all I'm trying to do is, all right, here's the 2 or 3 things we're going to think about against this team. We worked on us for 2 days. I don't have time right now to work on other teams. We can't go game to game. I've just got to figure out how I get our team better.
You remember where you were in '92? You were watching that shot.
92, we were the game before. If Lenny Wirtz didn't call the technical on me, that game never happens. We beat Kentucky.
I was there.
Lenny Wirtz called a ridiculous call from 55 feet away. He doesn't make that call, we win that game. Then there is no Christian Laettner. Yeah, I was there.
You watched that game? You watched that?
I can't remember. But it was probably, and I was proud of my team. We went to a Sweet 16 the farthest the program has ever gone. But,
Archie Willie kind of talked about the distractions in the first game, Jay-Z being there, a hostile crowd for the first time, they're used to everybody cheering their names in a good way, not in a bad way. What was it like?
One thing I've learned, if we're doing neutral site games, they can't be back-to-back because our fans can't. They need some time to get some money together to go to the next game. So they made a choice between New York and Maryland had more fans than us. I've never, since I've been here, have seen that. And I think they all went, and they went to Atlanta, I would say. I'm not saying we're going to have 30,000 there, but I think a lot of our fans, instead of going to New York, went to Atlanta. But it was the first game. I mean, it didn't matter where we played. It was a team that could beat us, and a team that roughed us up, a team that ran good stuff, got to the rim on us, a team at times we could not guard, and we figured out how to win. What I liked is they made their run, and it was a hostile crowd, and we never got rattled. We just played. And that's what it's going to have to be like, because I would tell you we're going to be in a lot of games like that, where it's in doubt with a minute and a half to go. 2 years ago, that happened to us, and we lost 6 games in our league, and they were all 1, 2, 3-point games. We lost them 6 of them. And so I would tell you that we're going to be in a lot of games like that, so this was a good one to try to figure things out.
How's Alex doing? Alex, how's he doing?
Better. 2 good days. Let's see how he does today.
When you were challenged and the crowd was hostile, Kyle was the one that took the shot this time. Is that kind of what you're looking for out of him?
I think we might have been down when we made that shot. But, we needed to see what Archie would do in that situation. We learned. He got out of whack. We talked to him about it. You can't break all plays when there's a minute to go, do your own thing, which he did twice. And one was a charge, one was a throw. We talked about having to come up with balls late with Alex. You had 2 opportunities to rebound in the last 2 minutes. You didn't come up with the ball. We don't have a choice. And then you had pretty good defense by our bigs, and then free throws by both Jared and Kyle. So that's about what you take from it, if you look at it in its entirety.
Archie said the key to playing point guard for you is to think teammates first, and sort of his nature is to think score first. Is he a guy, but he said, I'm willing to make sacrifices in my game. Is that something you've seen from him?
But you don't want to take away, I had to put, Tyreek was my point guard when I was at Memphis. We went 27 straight games when I put him in point guard. He's got to do what he does, yet as he's attacking as a point guard, and they all come in, you must pass. But you got to keep attacking. Don't take away from what you are. Then you shouldn't be the point guard. I mean, I want him to do what he does, but he's just got to recognize that when they crowd that lane, you can't. He threw some shots that I couldn't believe, spinning behind his head, throw. I mean, and the guys were open. But that's his learning. Now he watched it on the tape, he saw it. I said, that's a great job. Just throw the ball to him. Why didn't you do it? Why'd you spin back and then try to shoot it under your arm? Well, that's what I usually do. I know, but you can't. Did you see the man right there? They all see it.
Because of his explosive ability, it seems like he can get to the into the lane, into the rack, sort of at will. Once he learns,
that's why I like him at point guard. Because that's what we had with Tyreek. It all started with the ball. You can do all that kind of stuff you want, but the guy with the ball can go score anytime he wants. makes it a little different. But I also like Jared at point, putting him off. But I like Julius at 2, because he's so steady. He can make shots, he makes the right plays, never in a hurry. He gets us calmed down. I like the 2 bigs in there at times. I mean, it really gives us length. I liked Alex at 4 some, getting him next to the basket. We're trying to figure out some things with Alex, where we get him the ball, where he can make plays, and then trying to help him define a little bit of what he is, his game. You know, I think he's a little bit like Patrick, is what he is. Patrick was probably a little bigger and more of a 4, where he's a little smaller, more of a 3, but the same kind of game. You know, and now really it's the same kind of fight. You're just trying to get both of them to step that up, that competitiveness, and that was the challenge for Patrick too.
Is he a guy that needs to get the ball offensively early to get him? You talk about wanting energy from him to keep him into the game.
I don't think so. I think you just got to know that if I don't compete at the level I have to compete with on every position, I'm hurting my team and not doing what I need to do. But he was good. I mean, this will be an interesting practice because I got to shift it a little bit, work on us, and now give them some stuff, because there are things that Duke does that they have not seen, and they could go haywire. I mean, this is one of those ones where you can have 26 turnovers because they play a little different, and we haven't talked about it. We haven't gone through it. And I'm going to try to show them 3 or 4 just little things that, so when they're in that situation, they understand what they're looking for, so they don't, you know, have their mind jumbled. But it'll be a great test, you know, in that kind of environment against a veteran team that shoots the ball like they do. That Plumlee may be the best big guy that we see all year. He may be it. And Lynn was pretty good, but Plumlee clearly is better. Like clearly is better. But Lynn is good. But this kid may be the best big we play.
Get a reaction to Kyle being SEC Player of the Week?
I just heard it. You know, I'm proud of it. It's really good.
John, you said Maryland roughed you up a bit. Won't Duke try to do the same?
Yeah.
Have the way they play, and
Yeah.
how do you expect them to?
Yeah, they're going to try to deny wings. They're going to try to take you out of their offense. They're going to try to jam on pick and rolls and switch out on things to confuse you, and you know, just they'll do stuff like that. Pick and roll defenses, you know, they'll jam instead of play back. I mean, they're going to do all kind of stuff we haven't seen, and they'll be physical.
Willie said they were kind of expecting to get a few more foul calls than he got in that game. Is that kind of a normal adjustment for freshmen?
He and Nerlens just, you know, don't know they're going to let some of that go, because you're so big, you should be able to take that. Not fair. That's how it is. I mean, that's just, you know, my thing, as long as they're letting it all go, then take the kid. Now, if it's one way or the other, then I have a problem.